Okay, it's Disciples of YouTube, turn 10. We have hit research in enchantment level 3, which is nice. There was a battle in Ardun, where Ulm was attacking independents. I'm probably going to stop watching little independent battles like this sometime fairly soon. This looks like it was probably a wash in Ulm's favor. Though, I mean, they are using crappy independent units themselves, so who knows, really. Those heavy infantry won't necessarily hold up too well against Wolf Tribe with their multiple attacks. Looks like they held up just well enough, but the Ulmish archers are falling back in front of this one barbarian chief on their keep distance and fire orders. Okay, so that's fine. They beat him. And now it's independent archers versus independent archers. The show-off for the ages. Okay, they won. Great. Yep, they did that. Okay, that was interesting. Yeah, very few casualties. Good. In Golem range, this is my armies taking on independents, and this, I'm sorry, we've seen Adon's massacre independents a lot. I'm just gonna kind of speed up, because we know how this goes. I like watching Adons and Anakites at hyperspeed. It's highly amusing. Okay then. Well. In Old Forest, I was attacked by Eriu. So, fair enough. This is an Eriu raiding party, so they've got 2 Sea Lords, 3 Sea Lords, including Pony the First, and then they've got 5 of their sacred Downshi. They definitely won against this force. This is just province defense. So Eriu is raiding in support of Vanheim, which is fair enough. I mean, that's kind of what I expect. And they are definitely going to win out here. That Rephite commander is not going to be able to take on multiples of these guys. He's lasted a very long time, but he routs. And I don't think they took any casualties. Nope, no casualties. Okay, yeah, but still, 3 Sea Lords. That's a big investment. In the Forest of the Lost, meanwhile, I am pushing into Eriu's territory. If they want to play the taking provinces game, I will absolutely play the trading provinces game. My Anakites can take provinces just as well as their stealthy raiding parties can, and if they collide, the Anakites will win. So, we got that. Battle in Hexwoods. Eriu is also raiding Ulm. So that was 3 of their mages. This is another Sea Lord, so 4. I think that's pretty much... because I killed 1, so that was going to be a total of 5. It's turn 10, so I imagine they have 10 mages. Okay. And the armies of Eriu are routed from Hexwoods. Where's Hexwoods? Okay, so he does own this province, so he may well have retreated successfully, so I can't say he's dead. In Gueladun, the Lenormand killed a bunch of independents. In Chibia, Ulm killed a bunch of independents. Okay, that's fine. In Jira, this is my troops attacking independents. And this time they're led by Roger Addison, so they have Noblesse. But against Horse Tribe Cavalry, they really don't need it. They're just going to go forward and kill them the old-fashioned way, with no magic, just manly steel. Yep, manly steel indeed. Okay. And in Kasevik Highlands, I was attacked by Vanheim. Interesting. So this, I think... I would anticipate this is going to be Van's stealthy units having snuck out, which they can do since they are all stealthy. They can sneak out of the capital and they can raid. They can't stop me from holding the capital under siege, but they can sneak out and do damage to me. Which is fair. It's what I expect. It's not going to stop me from holding the capital under siege, certainly. Holding the capital under siege prevents them from recruiting. In Jira, bandits, and in Barmy, I got the Berserker Pelt. Interesting. Okay, so, we are suffering counter-raiding. That's to be expected, as I said. I lost Kasevik Highlands. That's a little bit of a downer. But should be okay. Roger Addison can't quite reach that province in time. So instead he's going to take that province. Now, well, actually, because Eriu hit Kasevik Highlands, I think they were going to have to move for 2 turns in order to accomplish that. I've got Lotan right here with 4. This was 2 Vanherses and 11 Vans. I'm not sure if 4 Anakites can take on 11. But I'm pretty sure 10 probably can. Zebediah, how far can you reach? Can you get there? You can get there. So Old Forest, we had 3 Sea Lords and 5 Downshi. I think Wilberpost can hold them, and that's fine with me. So Zebediah should move this way. Enosh can go kill... He can't reach anybody in one turn because of all the dang snow. That's frustrating. Very, very frustrating indeed. So we're recruiting an Emite and a Kohen this turn. I'm going to take off one of those guys so that I can start building a fort there. I think probably Lotan should push into Eriu's territory. Where was Eriu itself again? Eriu was right there. Yeah, it's either take provinces back as they are taken from me by Vanheim or move into Eriu's territory. Those are kind of the options. Roger Addison is, I think, going to go back here to reinforce Ophir, because Ophir has 5. Roger Addison has 5, plus this random Edomite who's managed to live long enough to become a reasonably effective soldier. I have to hold the siege. If I can maintain the siege, then Vanheim can't really do anything. But that means I have to make sure that they can't break loose. Jadros is going to be... I'm going to set him... Damn it. He's building the palisade is the problem. And that means there's a possibility he'll die if they attack the throne. So yeah, Zebediah can't reach another province anyway, so he should probably go up there. And then next turn he can take this province back. If the Sea Lords hit this province, they will bounce off. Putting Zebediah there guarantees that. We've hit enchantment level 3. At my current speed of research, it would be 10 turns to enchantment level 4. Instead, I think I might start to grab some other things, like I will need conjuration level 3. So, I'm already actually set to research alteration down to 2. But I think before I get more buffs, I need magic buffs. I need conjuration. So we're going to go down that road first. Enosh, I thought, could hit... I wasn't paying attention. Or I wouldn't have sent him here necessarily, but I thought he could hit another province here. I am actually totally out of cash because I'm building that palisade and this palisade here. Yeah, 2 months left on that. So yeah, Zebediah will pop up here. We'll get Wilberpost down. Ooh, there's a great gold mine in that province. That's nice for him. And I think everything should be going fine still. I mean, so long as we hold Vanheim... Vanheim's raiding really doesn't affect us very much. It just can't accomplish a whole lot. Lotan can probably pushing into Eriu's territory. Instinctively, I want to push into Eriu's territory because that is the most aggressive option available. But thinking about it rationally, that's probably not the best solution. Because it runs the risk of just losing this party for no gain. Now, this group, could Roger Addison hit that province? No, just move back. What I'm worried about is them trying to break free and sneak in a turn of recruitment, and a turn of income, which is what I don't want. So I'll just take Kasevik Highlands back with my Anakites. They can't afford to put province... I mean, they have money. They could put province defense there, but there wouldn't be much point. I mean, Kasevik Highlands was taken by, 2 Van Herses and 11 Vans. Well, if they held there, they might be able to deal with this army, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them way up in the corner. So they're fighting with 2 squads spaced out on attack rear. So by putting them up there in the corner, I will ensure that the Quickness Anakites can run straight forward, hit one group, and kill it, hopefully before the second group comes in. The way to lose this fight would be for them to get around behind me and assassinate Lotan the Kohen. So, in order to evade that, or at least make it a little bit harder. After Blessing, I'm going to set him to attack one turn, so that he will run forward with the Anakites and be close to them for a little while, and then he'll go back to casting spells. The only other spells he can cast are Purifying Water. So, yeah, I'll set him to, actually, I'll set him to stay behind troops. So, what'll happen here, I think, is he'll bless. They will all run forward for one turn, since they'll all be quickened. He'll have combat speed 18. He'll actually be faster than the Anakites are. He should end up in the middle of the pack of the Anakites about the time when they start to fight, and hopefully just behind the line. So when the Vans swing in to try and assassinate him, he should be right next to the Anakites, and hopefully the Anakites will intercept them as they attack Lotan. He will have defense skill 14 and attack 12 with his 2 attacks, so he should be able to hold off. Well, let me rephrase. He should be able to not instantly die upon being attacked by Vans. He won't be able to hold them off for any appreciable length of time, but he should at least be able to not be immediately murdered. And that's really all that I want. So, Roger Addison, going to come back here. We're just going to sit here with Ofer. So these 5 with 25 siege strength, we are very, very slowly breaking down the gate. With this extra 27, that will double that speed. I'm not going to stay here, though. I'm going to have Roger Addison still patrolling around. Unfortunately, I'm only going to take one province this turn, and it's just taking back a province that I lost earlier. So, it is what it is. Definitely going to move these Anakites up here since they can't reach anywhere useful anyway. Next turn, they'll take this province, or they will take back Old Forest. Probably take back Old Forest. And then from there, we will proceed as normal. If Eriu decides to raid one of these provinces, that's fine. They may actually... Well, I'm less scared of this army than I am of this force, because, I mean, they do have 3... Sihi Lords, but at this stage of the game, Sihi Lords are not particularly much more dangerous than Vans. They're magical, but like Vans are almost as powerful. So slightly lower stats, but very, very similar in general. And at this stage of the game, the magic doesn't really matter. So I think that's going to be my turn. And we will proceed to that point, to turn 11. As I said last turn, Vanheim is basically out of the game at this point. The only way he can possibly recover is if he convinces me to move off his capital. He doesn't have any forces capable of taking on 10 Anakites. Those forces don't exist at this time. It's possible that Eriu could if he massed up like all of his mages, but he's already massed up a lot of his mages. Like... You know, I know there's one over here who may still be alive. There's 3 of them here, so that's 4. I killed one earlier, that's 5. It's only turn 10. He can only have a maximum of 10 Sihi Lords, and that's assuming that he gets one at the start of turn 0. Which I don't think he does. So, half his total mage complement is already accounted for. If he brings all the others... and hits Vanheim, I guess he might conceivably accomplish... Well, no, to be honest. Anakites will ruin Sihi Lords one-on-one. So, really, there's nothing that can be done. Now, I know that rhymed. I wasn't trying to make it rhyme. But, you get what I'm saying. It's not feasible for him to push me off of Vanheim. Unless he does something... that I haven't anticipated, which is entirely possible. I fail to anticipate the things that people are doing all the time in this game. But especially with my shock resistance, his best tool would be lightning bolts, and my Anakites will eat lightning bolts for breakfast. I mean, they'll still take damage, but they will take damage quite slowly. And yeah, they'll take an average of like 4 damage per hit from lightning bolts, and lightning bolts aren't perfectly accurate. So I think he could actually spam lightning bolts from 4 mages until they ran out of fatigue and he wouldn't really kill the Anakites, especially because in that time my Anakites would run up to him and kill the mages. So I'm not too worried about it. Just gonna kind of have to fight the raiding as best I can, and once I take Vanheim, I'm gonna push into Eryu's territory. Like I said, there's a strong argument in favor of just pushing Lotan into Eryu's territory right now and distracting him from raiding me by raiding him with Anakites. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I am, however, going to move these Anakites down here. For the same reason. Same reasoning as before. I'm just evading the, we're evading the flanking problem. There we go. Probably Ofer will not be able to bless all these guys in 2 turns. Almost certainly not. It does have an AoE of 5, and she's likely to hit a lot of them, but since they're 1 per square, and there's 10, it's likely that 1 or 2 will be going into combat unblessed when I have this many Anakites and only 1 level 1 priest. That's the other reason why Adons are really nice, because with level 2, their bless is larger. But in any case, that's turn 10. I'll see you all in turn 11. Okay, Disciples of YouTube, 11. I was trying to remember what 11 is in Spanish, and I've forgotten. It's been a long time since I took Spanish. I'm sorry, I can't amuse you with linguistics. So, let's see what happened here. Aha! I was attacked in Vanheim, kind of had expected that. So, we received a copper plate from Ulm, that's nice. We researched Conjuration level 1, that's also nice. Wait, Conjuration? Yes, Conjuration, yes, good. Battle in Nardago. So where is a Nardago? This is Eryu, continuing to raid with 2 Sihi Lords. And they're just hitting province defense. They're going to win. We'll see if maybe we inflicted some damage, but I doubt it. They're going to fly over to the back, attack the archers. The Rephite commander is going to do his best, but his best ain't very good against Sihi Lords with freaking 24 defense skill. Wow. And yeah, they're not going to do any damage. They're not even going to break the glamour. There we go. So, in Holoma, Eryu is also raiding. Eryu is raiding very effectively. I like what Eryu is doing. They're making us pay for it. They're turning this from a wipeout of Vanheim into an actual war. And I approve. I mean, I think they're doing the right thing, and they're doing it pretty well. So, those heavy cavalry are gone. I don't think they took any casualties there. They lost 2 of their Downshi. In Delka, looks like Ulm took the province and then was hit by Eryu. So, he's got a never-healing wound. Let's see how this went. Is he blessed in this province? He is. So he's got the quickness. Which means he just deletes squares pretty well. But he's taken actually a lot of damage. Just from being surrounded. Okay, well. Still working out for him. Yeah, he took a lot of damage from those guys. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't like it very much. Then, he was hit by Satis. Ah, he ran into a Satisian expansion party. So Satis has Swamp Guard, which are sacred. They also have some Sobek Sacred Guard, which are really high damage giant sacreds. Oh, this might have ended badly. This might have ended badly. What's Satis's bless? Fire shock resistance, regeneration, and blood vengeance. Okay, well he has magic resistance 18, so blood vengeance is unlikely to hurt, but with only 109 hit points, I'm not sure how well this went, especially because Satis's units are highly poison resistant. The Swamp Guard I'm not too worried about. The Sobek Sacred Guard, however, could be an issue. It could very well be, and that is a High Priest of Satis. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, he's... I know, boy. Oh, boy. Not going great. He killed one of the so... Yep, there he goes. Shit. Okay, well. That was hugely unlucky. Battle in Vanheim. So this is Vanheim trying to break out. They saw that I've moved half my forces away, and they thought, oh, hey, we'll come get him. This is why I moved all my forces back. This is exactly why. So he's got a Vanhurst there, and a pack of Vans. He's got a Van Jarl and a Vanhurst there. He's got a Fey Boar. He's got another Vanhurst there. So altogether we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mages over there. 5 mages. This is, I think, the entirety of Vanheim's remaining mage corps. As well as this should be basically all of their units. Pretty sure this is all of their units. So we're going to drop the blessing. Drop the blessing. They are going to attack rear, of course, so they're getting after our commanders, but the Anakites were still close enough that they managed to come back and save them. Now in come the Vans. The priest has retreated. Roger Addison is getting murdered. Can we save Roger Addison? Save Roger Addison! I think we saved him. I think we've saved him. And of course, many of the Anakites have gone berserk at this point. This Anakite might actually die. I must have taken casualties because they said the defenders are rebuilding the fort faster than we can burn it down. And the armies of Vanheim are routed, so some of their stuff got away. Okay, so somebody died there. And now that Anakite will live, but Roger Addison might die here. Yeah, he died. Shoot. Okay. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Because it means he can break out with anything now. We killed 2 of the Vanhursts and all his units, but my Anakites now have no leadership. So, Lotan, can you reach there in 1 turn? No. Oh, God. Oh, damn it, he's gonna get out. Oh, I'm so upset by that. After all that, and now he's gonna break out. I killed 2 Vanhursts, and I wiped out his troops. I mean, his troops are gone, but the decay weapons got me. They managed to get my last commander. If he had just lived, I would be in perfect shape. Because there's no way he has enough left to take out 8 Anakites. They're repairing the fort faster than I can break it down because no one is currently sieging them, because I have no commanders. And so as soon as the battle starts, all the Anakites will rout. That's inevitable. In Kasevik Highlands, we killed everything. Unexpected events, unrest, province income -10, and sloth. Here, Ulm took an independent province with their... Oh no, they lost, because their commander was killed by attack rear heavy cavalry. In Stone Heavens, they won. In Saetica, they attacked Eriu and took a province back that had been raided away. Okay, this was a bad turn. This is not gonna lie, not gonna sugarcoat it. This was not a positive turn. Did a lot more damage to Vanheim, but Eriu's raiding is having significant effect. And, well, it's not... Let me not exaggerate. It's not having a huge effect. It's having some effect. I did recruit my first mage, who will go up there. Zevadiah. Zevadiah is going to hit Haloma. Lotan is going to hit Nardago. And we should be able to reestablish Siege of Vanheim after only 1 turn. That's the goal. If we can do that, we can still keep them locked down. They'll still be losing mages faster than they're recruiting them, because they lost 2 mages this turn. They'll probably recruit another Vanjarl, but we'll get some of the Anakites back. The Anakites will retreat before they're attacked. They'll run into either this province or this province or this province. So we'll get some of them back. The coal is being a huge nuisance right now. Why did they recruit a commander in Old Forest? That's weird. Let me get Can you hit that province? No, the snow. The freaking snow, man. It is the worst. Should have taken Winter's Gift. I thought about it. I thought about it for this exact reason, and I decided against it, and I should have done it. Let's keep putting province defense in. Maybe it'll get lucky at some point here and take out a Sihi Lord or something. That province defense could potentially take out a Sihi Lord. This group, put you on a line, or now stay in a box makes you easier to bless. Well, a line will be fine actually. Let's take out this throne. And we will need a lab there as well, because we're building that, yeah, actually, Baal Isir needs to come down here. And we need to start recruiting an Adon to go with our Anakite parties. 115 gold. Oh, I'm 6 gold short. Okay, well, I know how to fix that. There. So, Makamoron, come up here to Rhitha. You are going to take the, why aren't you taking the, there you go, Blessing, Blessing. Actually, Blessing and then attack, no, cast spells, but attack 1 turn. Going to be up there. Those guys are going to be right with ya. They are going to hold and attack closest enemy. They'll be slightly ahead. Okay, so in case you get jumped by somebody, you'll be there. So this province, Nardaga was taken by 2 Sihi Lords. This province, Haloma, was taken by 1 Sihi Lord and 3 Downshi. So the Siege of Vanheim is going to be broken. There's no way to stop that. This force, combining up might be a decent idea. He has to know that 3 Sea Lords can't take out a force like this unless they get very lucky. You need to attack for 1 turn. He must know that. I'll put this force actually down at the other corner to force them to split up. But I think with these tactics, because the forces that he's using, like if we look at Nardago, he's got these guys up in the corner and they're buffing themselves. And then they drop Bark Skin, which kicks their protection up to, yeah, 18. And then they cast Flight. So they take 3 turns and then they fly and attack the rear. But even these guys managed to get back there in time to help save Baal Haman. Sea Lords don't honestly deal damage all that quickly except on the charge. So, I think what's going to happen, hopefully, ideally what will happen is his Sea Lords will jump to the back. Lotan will be further ahead than they anticipate. The quickened Anakites will rush back before they get more than 1 round of attacks on the Kohens and murder them. And since they'll be behind the Anakites, even if the Anakites rout, they will actually keep fighting. Of course, the Sheshites go berserk, and hopefully the Ahumans will be stuck. And so even if I lose my commanders, which I don't imagine I will, at least not all of them, should still work. Yeah, we'll go with this. We're getting that fort built. We'll build a library next turn. I'm sorry, a lab next turn. Start recruiting sages. We've got the fort over here being built. Only 1 turn to go on that. And we'll be able to start recruiting troops here if we have the cash for it, which we won't, but we will live in hope. Unfortunately, Arius being so effective at raiding does mean I'm losing expansion time. I'm not growing, and I need to grow, especially since Ulm just lost their disciple to Satis. So that there needs to be a discussion had about that. With Satis. But I think this is still winnable. I really do. It's a huge bummer that I lost both of my commanders here, but I still think I can manage. I just need to get these two groups, because I've got another 10 Anakites right here, and I just need to keep feeding Anakites and commanders. More importantly, I need to keep feeding commanders up towards the enemy. Making one or two of those commanders an Adon will help. If I'd had Enosh up there, this wouldn't have been a problem. I know Enosh, I wanted to keep expanding with Enosh, and it's valuable that I took these provinces. That said, I'm not sure it's as valuable as it would have been to hold Vanheim under siege, because, right, like I said, they're going to get at least one turn of freedom. It might be 2 turns. And that's a bummer. They've got 3 mages right now. They can't recruit anything this turn because they're still under siege, technically. So they have to break out. So they're going to have to break out, which they will do without resistance, because the Anakites will run off the field right at the start of the battle, and all they have to do is hold and not fight, and the Anakites will leave. But then the question will be, if most of them retreat here, if this guy has a full gang of 10, then he'll be able to re-establish the siege immediately. If he doesn't, if he only gets like 1 or 2 of them, then it will be dicier, because they'll have a full turn of recruitment. Now, their resources will be garbage, so they won't be able to recruit many. Let's look at Vanheim real quick. But Van's only takes 16 resources, so they'll be able to max out Van recruitment, and probably also recruit a Van Jarl. That's what I would do in their case. Now, I don't know how much money they have. It can't be much, because they haven't been getting any income for the last couple of turns. But it's something. Probably this guy is trying to build a fort in order to start drawing some amount of income. I will kill him, but this province is going to give them like an extra 300, you know, when they wake up, when they have their 1 turn of freedom. So the question will be, can I reestablish the siege of Vanheim immediately, or is it going to have to wait 1 more turn? It's okay to wait 1 more turn. It just means I'll get raided even more, which is a little bit sad, but what can you do? You know, it is what it is. Mainly I'm pissed about this. Like, losing our disciple that way is a blow. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a problem. I think Ulm can handle the situation, although they did just lose an expansion party over there, but especially now that they are putting pressure on Arayu, I anticipate that the raiding over here will not intensify much, and hopefully Ulm will be able to kind of push through this area and swing up to, like I said, put pressure on Arayu in order to prevent them from rampaging freely like they have been, because having 3 provinces under the Arayu banner in the middle of my land is a problem, especially in that it hurts my income, and losing income is the thing that I cannot afford. But that said, we're still doing fine. This war is still going actually quite well. And I don't anticipate that it will be too much of a struggle to conclude. It will just take time, and it will slow me down. And time and being slowed down is basically what I can't really afford. So we'll see how well it ends up. Hopefully it'll be fine. My scout is down here on Pangaea. So Pangaea's god is a statue of fertility. And, of course, we have Satis right over here, who also has a scout on his capital at the moment. I'm going to move my scout off the capital in order to prevent him from being murdered. And we'll see what develops. So, I'll see you in turn 12. I'm a decent size. I'm not like Ashdod big, the way Ashdod usually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 right now. Because of the rating. I'll take one here. Next turn, I'll retake these two. And should be fine. Unless Vanheim does something really silly, like sneaking out to liberate this province. And run into these Anakites, which, I mean, I guess he might. Like, there's no reason he couldn't necessarily do that. I think it would be probably a dumb move, but he could do it. It would mean not getting any income from Vanheim this turn. Or next turn, rather. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to guess too much. I imagine what's going to happen is he's going to break the siege with the minimum possible force here, and then send other troops out to do something. Probably retake these two provinces, and possibly try to help hold this province against the Anakites. He's seen this army, so he knows that it's only 3 Anakites here. Now, he doesn't have anything left. But he could come out with a Van Jarl and 2 Van Herses. Or 1 Van Herse. 1 Van Herse has to break the siege of Vanheim. He could come out with, like I said, the Van Jarl and 1 Van Herse. And they could collapse 3 Sihi Lords up in here. And that many would beat my 3 Anakites. It would. I actually think that's likely. When I think about it. When I consider his possible moves, I think that one's pretty likely. So, we're going to give up on keeping Vanheim down this turn. We're going to combine our forces into Haloma. And we're going to do this. Actually, we are not going to showcase our brand new strategies like that just yet. We're going to have this going on, so they'll be entirely surrounded. Some of the Anakites will end up lagging behind. And when they bless, that'll be fine. And then we'll move them as a unit back up to reestablish the siege of Vanheim, which they should be able to do. 2 turns of mage recruitment, I don't think will overwhelm 10 Anakites. And we can, of course, modify our tactics to account for theirs. On top of that, we'll have another 3 Anakites coming up. So, yeah. I think this will work. 4 Anakites. Because here's what I'm worried about. Like I just said, there's 1 Sihi Lord. There's 3 Sihi Lords in these 2 provinces. There are still 3 Vanheim mages, commanders, in this province. They could break the siege and put 5 elven cavalry lords in 1 province to fight 4 Anakites. And 5 elven lords versus 4 Anakites, I don't think the Anakites win. They might. But it would be tough, and probably I would take casualties. I would worry that with that few, I wouldn't be able to defend low 10. Well, actually, because the Sihi Lords and the Van Jarl can fly, but the Van Herses can't. There'd be 1 Van Herse, so there'd be 4 of them flying. Yeah. Yeah, purifying water doesn't affect anybody, so just, don't attack, just cast spells here. We'll set these guys on guard commander, and we'll just put him in the middle of the field. So that way, I think this could work, to be honest. Because if they attack rear, which is what they've been doing with the flight so far, they'll actually end up attacking Anakites. instead of Lotan. And Lotan is not a pushover in melee when he's under quickness. So what if... Because, like, it would be worth losing this group in order to kill 2 or 3 mages. If we killed... You know, Van Herses are more expensive than Anakites, and they require a fort turn to recruit. Van Jarls are twice as expensive as Anakites and require a fort turn to recruit. And Sihi Lords are also twice as expensive as Anakites and require a fort turn. So if I spend 4 Anakites and a priest in order to kill, like, 2 mages, it's worth it. Because this is half a fort turn and 1 turn of recruitment, essentially, maybe 2 turns of recruitment. In exchange for 2 or 3 mages, that's a deal that I'll make. And if I do that, then this force would absolutely be able to take out Vanheim. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set him on guard commander there. These guys are still going to be on hold and attack. I'm actually going to put Zevadiah right in front of them to cast the blessing and then move forward to make sure that he is really, really close to them when the fighting starts. And I think that'll work well. This, I think, will pretty much counter-script what he's been doing, because Lotan, surrounded by the Anakites, will just kind of... I mean, he'll be very, very well guarded, and the Anakites can take on Sihi one-on-one, albeit not fantastically, but with the number of attacks they have and the high damage they do, they can push through that high defense skill to do damage, especially when they go berserk and their attack skill goes up even further. And the Ahiman Anakites will not take much damage back. So, let's try that. I don't know if it's the best idea, but it is an idea, and I think it'll work. So, that's going to be where we are. Mechlin already has another Palisades, which is a little bit frustrating, considering that mine won't be done for another turn. They're beating me. I can't let them beat me. Anyway, I'll see you in turn 12. Alright, it is Disciples of YouTube turn 12. Let's see how well my little tricks worked out, shall we? First of all, Olm is sending me all kinds of gear, because he can afford it. Yeah, there was a battle in Scorpion Cracks. Ugh, Scorpion Cracks, how gross. I've got my nice little line of Anakites there. We are being charged by the Horse Tribe Cavalry. Ooh, they've got wizards. Ooh, they've got wizards. I don't like that. Fortunately, they're mostly level 1. This one is invulnerable. But this guy, level 4 fire, is a little bit dangerous. He's summoning fire elementals on me. Fortunately, my Anakites have magical weapons. Looks like I missed a couple of guys with the blessing, but that's alright. Magical weapons will tear fire elementals up pretty quickly. So I should be able to do this just fine. Yeah, you can already see those fire elementals shrinking dramatically. Since fire elementals mainly rely on being ethereal for their defenses, they have no protection and very low defense skill. Magical attacks just murder them with a quickness. Especially really high damage Anakite magical attacks. So, yep, that ended very poorly for the Independents. Yep, no casualties whatsoever. Excellent. Battle in Olantova. Aha! So it looks like Nazca is attacking Pangaea, which I am all in favor of. So Nazca has got, yep, they've got Condors. They've got their summonable Sacreds with 2 attacks each. Condors, stat-wise, don't look terribly impressive. However, if they're blessed appropriately, they become extremely impressive, especially because they can be summoned in huge quantities. So this is an Inca carrying 2 weapons, a Coral Blade for extra hit points and a Sword of Sharpness for magic armor piercing damage. And Incas have decent stats, like you can thug Incas if you want. Especially because if they die, they just turn into mummies. So, on the other side, we've got Province Defense, just Deer Tribe Province Defense. So we're getting the Divine Blessing out. Let's see what it is. Let's see what Nazca's Memish Bless is. Oh, they did take shock weapons. Okay, so they took shock weapons, fire resistance, quickness, and strength +8. Wow. Huh. Okay. So that's why they took all that blood. For really, really high strength. So the thunder weapons won't affect me at all, but the really high strength and the quickness does mean they're taking 4 20 damage swings per turn. So these condors will be able to chew anakites down. Now, they'll die faster than they kill, but it's a lot quicker and easier to mass condors than it is to mass anakites. So, do have to keep that in mind. Fortunately, the thunder weapons are neutered by my shock resist, so I think if it came down to a slugfest between any reasonable quantity of condors versus anakites, I think the anakites would at least win, would at least inflict crippling casualties, if not win outright. The weakness of condors, of course, is that they are extremely vulnerable because they have almost no protection, and even under quickness, their defense skills aren't great. Their defense skill, even under quickness, is still pretty low. So, when it comes right down to it, condors do take damage. You can see here, that condor, one condor just got killed by freaking deer tribe archers, of all things. So, Nazca clearly won that one. Actually, they lost 2 condors. 2 condors versus... Yeah, I'm not too worried about them. And battle in Haloma. Let's see how well my little trap worked out. So, we've got my anakites there. This is just province defense. I don't need to watch this. Yep, rolled right over them, and then let's look at Scraw Point. This was where I thought they might... Nope, nothing here. Oh, so they sent one of their mages. They sent 2 mages, actually, a Sea Champion and a Sea Lord, off to attack my province defense here in Scraw Point. So the heavy cavalry charged in, probably got wiped out by the Milesian long spears. My heavy infantry are going to do some damage. But yeah, it's over. Okay. So in Scraw Point, no casualties inflicted. In Mooforth, Ulm attacked Eriu and lost. They bought quite a bit of province defense. And so Ulm attacked with a relatively small force, I think anticipating just being able to clean up some province defense. But the Downchi are actually quite tough, especially when blessed with this memish bless. They're excellent infantry. And of course the Sea Lords are very dangerous themselves. It takes anakites to take them on. Ulmish infantry, while very, very strong for basic infantry, I don't think are going to cut the mustard in this kind of a situation. They just don't have the attack density and strength to really accomplish what they need to do, especially in small numbers like this where they're actually outnumbered significantly. Yeah, they just get run down. So they killed one... Actually, they didn't even kill anybody. That was friendly fire. Okay. Then Nardago. Let's see how this went. So this was the one where I was setting them on guard commander because, yep, thought so. They've got Pony the Brave, Melrone, and Pony the First, who has battle fright, but also has tough skin, so increased protection. And they bought a whole bunch of province defense, so clearly they're trying to emulate their victories before, where they assassinate the Kohen. That is why I set these guys on guard commander. So one of them goes berserk and charges in. The Kohen moves forward a little bit. This guy is just going hard in the pink here against this infantry. My Kohen is going into melee. And yeah, he's just tough enough that he's just beating these guys outright. His defense skill is high enough, and his attack skill is high enough, and he gets 2 attacks, that he's just whipping up on these independent infantry. And the Anakites are killing the Sea Lords without any need of aid. Meanwhile, this Anakite hasn't even died. And yeah, we have got them entirely on the run. I think I just killed all of their commanders. The meme giants are just too strong. I might lose that guy. He might decay to death. So I might lose one. Oh, he's aging. He's got 2 hit points left. Yep, there he goes. I lost one. Not gonna lose that one, though. He's gonna live. So, resounding victory. 3 Sea Lords dead. All this province defense, which is a lot of money, wiped out. At the cost of 1 Sheshai Anakite. Excellent. And in Vanheim, we know how this one went. Yep, the armies of Ashdod are routed. We know how this one goes. Okay, so overall, very good. In the Forest of Gila, Ulm rolled some independence. Our undefended province Jira has been conquered. In Nardaga, we got unrest. In Wraitha, we lost dominion, but we finished our palisades. Okay, so... And we've got 4 more Anakites right there. Why can't you lead these two? Oh, because you can only have 5 units on guard commander. That's right. So, let's do that. You'll be on guard and commander. You'll be on hold and attack closest. We'll set you right ahead just like that, just very slightly. And we are going to re-besiege Vanheim immediately. No hesitation, no remorse, no giving them time to recuperate, none of that. We are just gonna go straight in and inflict murder. We're at the point now where we can recruit mainly Ahiman Anakites. Over here, we've got Makamaran. And Makamaran, so we've got this throne as well. So, ooh, increases magic. The throne of the first age. Yes, please. Yes, please. Unfortunately, at the moment I have no one mobile who can actually claim that throne, because I have no holy threes since the disciple died. That's a little bit frustrating. But, let's look at Vanheim. Yeah, 4 of my Anakites died, so, that's a little disappointing. But Zevadiah is here, so Zevadiah will take that province back. Lotan will take Vanheim back, re-establish our superiority. And there's no way that Vanheim is breaking out again. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's just, I find it highly unlikely. I consider it extremely unlikely that Vanheim will succeed in breaking out again. Now, where was Muforth? Okay, so the Ulmish invading army was intercepted and destroyed near Iriu, but, I mean, to be honest, I just killed 3 more Sihi Lords in Nardago, and it's just, like, this is just a mess. This is just an entire mess for Iriu. We're going to set those guys on hold and attack, and we're going to set those guys on guard commander just to, you know, to continue. We'll set you on advance and spells once again. Yeah, so you'll be close to the fighting. That'll be fine. And we'll just... So you move back, you stand right in front there. Actually, I guess it's the Ahimans that we want guarding commander, because these guys will go berserk and rush off. So yeah, then Zevadiah. I can either retake this province, which will of course be trivial, or I can move over here to intercept Iriu. Excuse me, to intercept Iriu if they decide to attack. I don't think Iriu's units have mountain survival. They have forest survival. Yeah, they have forest survival, but not mountain survival, so they won't be able to cross this pass. So they can't attack Kasevik Highlands from here. They can either move to reinforce Vanheim, or they can attack Nardago. And there's how many there? 1 Sihi Lord and 1 Sihi Champion, 5 Down Seas. I think it's Shihi Lord, and actually, I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly. And a bunch of Milesian long spears. Yeah, Zevadiah, why don't you just go over... go up there. I've got 4 Anakites here. I'll have 8 next turn. And that will, I think, complete... I think 8 plus the 13 I have up here will actually be enough to complete the destruction of Vanheim. Now, Vanheim's god may well wake up before I manage to take his fort at that rate, because that's 34 siege strength, that's 31 siege strength. They've got 500 wall integrity. So it'll take a bunch of turns to crack the walls, but what I'm going to do is these guys are 2 siege strength per for 20 gold. These guys are 3 for 40 gold. These guys are 1 for 10 gold. I'm sorry, 1 for 7 gold. So human slaves. Massing human slaves is actually my best siege strategy, I suppose. Because otherwise, 3.2... 4 for 50 gold, or Gileadite Archers 3.2. Yeah, and I have almost no resources here, so I'm thinking probably I just mass up a ton of human slaves over here. If I want to maximize my siege strength, that's certainly what I do. What I would actually like is I would like to be able to build the lab here. But I've got an extra turn, so we're going to search for magic sites, because I have 2 turns before the fort is done. So we will search for magic sites, and as soon as that's done, we'll be able to start recruiting Rephite sages and or Emites there, as well as actually, mainly, we'll just be pumping out sages, because they're excellent, efficient researchers, and we will just be spamming them to high heavens. Down here, so this is the borders of Mictlan, and there is Bandar Log, our first encounter with the monkey people. Enosh is going to take that province right there. We're going to put some province defense in that province. We're going to bump this province defense up to 6. Let's bump this up to 11. That's 6, 6, 6. That's only 1. Let's kick it up to 6, just for funsies. Just for funsies. This province, I guarantee you, has already been taken by Mictlan, no doubt. Yeah. If I really want to try and intercept Eriu, what I'll do is I'll move Zebediah over here, because that's probably where Eriu is going. And I would like to intercept them, so let's do that just in case. Missing this province is nearly worthless, so missing it for a turn won't really hurt me. I mean, it's a lot like Nardago, it has almost nothing. And I think that will be a solid plan. When my next Adon comes out, of course, I will equip him with a copper plate, a black steel helmet, and 2 swords. Double swords of sharpness. Which will effectively lower his attack skill somewhat because he's not ambidextrous. But, yeah, 'cause the swords of sharpness are what? Length 1. So it will lower his attack by 2, I believe. So it will lower them down to, would be 13. Anakite swords have an attack bonus of 1. These guys have an attack bonus of 2. So effectively it will lower his attack by 1 if I've done my calculation correct. And it will give him an extra attack, which means that when he's quickened, he'll have 6 attacks, which means he will just be clearing squares like nobody's business. And he'll also have a helmet, so he'll have actual head protection, which will kick his overall protection up pretty significantly. So that is the plan, and then that party I will probably send over into Eriu's territory to start actually messing them up, because I cannot abide having all this raiding going on and not do anything about it. I can't recruit any scouts anywhere, can I? I'm just double checking to make sure, because that's super irritating if true. I can recruit Edomite scouts here, and then, like I said, I am gonna spam out human slaves, because after this turn I won't need to be pumping out a huge amount of Anakites. I will still be recruiting Anakites, don't get me wrong, but instead of Adons all the time, instead of Adons to lead more and more parties of Anakites necessarily, within the next few turns, I'll start actually recruiting mages. Certainly, in 2 turns, I'll start recruiting sages here. And I would also like to get a mage up to Vokan so that I can start recruiting mages there. One thing that I might want money for right now would be to upgrade the giant fortress, but I don't have the cash for that in any case. So we're just going to leave it lie for now. That province is actually really rich. I should take that province. Let's take this one back first, and then we'll worry about Inarime. Inarime technically makes slightly more money, but Old Forest has more resources, and so will increase the resources of Vokan to allow them to actually recruit a few giant troops, which right now they can't really do. Edomites are 17 resources, and yeah, human slaves are 3, so human slaves are definitely my my most efficient siege option. And so I'll just recruit a pile of them and send them up with some basic independent commanders to help with the siege of Vanheim, help crack the walls. And then when it comes time to storm, I'll just send the Anakites in. I won't even send in the human slaves, there's no point. So that is going to be the plan. Zevadiah will go over here and either he'll intercept them here, or then he'll move to help the siege, or he'll take this province and start pushing to encourage Eriu to be more worried about their territory than about raiding mine. And my new friend down here will do the same. Stats-wise, provinces. Ulm actually has more provinces than me at this point, which is interesting, but it's because I haven't been expanding quickly, and in fact, I haven't gained provinces net for, for a couple of turns. I haven't really been gaining provinces, just because I've been being raided by Eriu, and so my net province ownership has not been going up. But that's fine. I'm okay with it, to be honest. I feel like I'm still in a solid place. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 provinces, but I have 2 forts, a 3rd building. I have a couple good magic sites. And of course, I'm going to be taking a capital in the near future, which will single-handedly kick my income up by about a 1/3 over its current position, and also give me a whole bunch more gem income. So things are honestly going pretty well. I'm researching up Conjuration to hit Conjuration level 3. We're going to kind of solidify the border down here, and then Enosh will pause to find a lab and give himself some bling. And from there we'll be good. Listen to that voice crack. Did you like that? That was fantastic. So yeah. Overall, things going really well. I like it. Alright, that's going to be the turn, I think, and I'll see you all in turn 13.